Numerology Number 1. Numerology is the research of the magical partnership between numbers and specific events that show up to accompany them in the world of form. Numbers themselves are abstract icons that appear to be arbitrarily identified. If you are regularly seeing the number 1, take this popular and free customized numerology video analysis by clicking the link in the description below. Nonetheless, when you look a little more carefully you can see that the connections between the meanings of numbers and also the coinciding occasions show up to have a causal partnership that can only be clarified as the result of some sort of intervening knowledge. Each number has its own vibrational essence, which is rather like a personality or character. When specific numbers appear you can expect their look to be associated with details, collections of situations. The analysis of these relationships, as well as the forecast of potential future conditions, is the overarching purpose of numerology. How numbers impress themselves on our experience. If you truly examine your life, you make sure to find that numbers are popping up almost everywhere, shaping our life experience in a selection of ways. Numbers appear in the type of times, dates, cash amounts, such as costs, and also financial institution balances, ranges, and also in terms of recurring patterns of time and also space. It does not take long to see exactly how numerical values excite themselves on our individual experience, frequently in manner-ins which we are not aware of consciously. 11 Angel Signs. The definition of number 1. The number 1 is one of the 9 origin numbers from which all numbers apart from the master numbers derive their definitions. In numerology, the attributes of 1 that are most stressed consist of independence, self-sufficiency, as well as self-reliance. Those that are educated by a 1 essence tend to act alone, insist themselves incredibly in a selection of settings, and also seek leadership positions in the workplace, national politics, as well as the family members. Symbolic meaning of 1. The leading comes first in every well-known symbolic system. This way 1 is primary and also initial. The very first day of the year, the first day of the month, the very first day of college, or the very first day of your new task. By doing this, the number 1 stands for the beginning of any kind of brand new collection of events. Some may object and say that 0 is the first number. However, the reality is that 0 is simply the absence of numbers. Our origin numbers start with the number 1, and also the divination systems that refer to numbers with a unique value, like the tarot as well as the I Ching, discover special importance in the number 1. The spiritual significance of number 1. When we talk in terms of patterns of time as well as space, whenever a pattern repeats itself we can consider it as the number 1 showing up once again. New Year's Day or the first of the month are starts of cycles of time that keeping repeating throughout time. In the I Ching, the initial hexagram, or KUA as they are called, is Qin, or the creative. The first hexagram, the creative, is comprised entirely of positive yang energy, which is depicted as a figure composed of all strong lines. This is symbolic of that characteristic of 1 that is self-assertive, initial, favorable, as well as independent. In the tarot, the first card of the significant arcana is the illusionist, or the cobbler, depending upon which deck you are making use of. The magician is an imaginative dynamo that is overflowing with confidence as well as has large prepare for his life. When you go to the beginning of your life path, you are most likely to really feel that sort of independence, self-confidence, as well as self-sufficiency. Number 1 is a message from the divine. Commonly, numbers appear in our experience again and again, in such unintentional manner-ins which they are challenging to ignore. The number 1 can appear in just such a method, as a time, a day, a loan worth, a space number, or in addresses and telephone number. When the number 1 appears time and again, by doing this, you are receiving a message that you go to the start of a new cycle in your life. When number 1 shows up in your experience, you may be nearing a new beginning in some aspect of your life. If ones keep showing up at the workplace, you may be on the verge of obtaining a brand new placement, generally a promo. Maintain your eyes open and search for signs of a chance on the horizon. Recognizing the special significance of number 1. The number 1 is such a necessary number that you can't think of any system of knowledge without it. The principle of the single, individual person is the foundation of approach, psychology, and political activity. However, being simply one person, alone, can obtain lonesome. In the Upanishads, the Hindu sacred literature, it is stated that at once the universe was simply one single being. Instantly, that being comprehended itself to be alone and also came to be lonesome and scared. It is at that point that deep space itself brought forth every one of the varieties that we know of in deep space by splitting into pairs of reverse. Individuals may question why they enter this life with the life course or destiny variety of 1. Typically it is karma, since in a past life they were lonely or terrified and also did not capitalize on their imaginative gifts or management changes. Just understand that any person whose numerological graph is hefty with a 1 energy has an innovative brilliant within them, that resembles the magician in the tarot card, overflowing with skill, self-confidence and also leadership possibility. If there is a disadvantage to being a primary, it is ego. Those who have a large quantity of 1 energy operating in their graphs need to know their egos and also hold them in check. In this way, when a lot of 1s appear in your experience, it might additionally be a caution from resource energy or your guardian angel to watch your ego as well as not become egotistic. Do you look for guidance on exactly how to reach your dream life? If you are frequently seeing the number 1, take this recommended and also totally free customized numerology video reading to help guide you in the right direction. Specifically before making any major life choices, preparing any huge relocations, or saying any I do's. Find your life path, soul urge and destiny numbers by clicking the link in the description. Please leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you like this kind of content. Thanks for watching.